I went through it. I got through it. And I always will. No matter what comes my way, no matter what I have to do to overcome it with God, you're going to do it. You have no choice. Living is an option. Remember that. Living is an option. The next one is a post. I'm going to tell you, I bring it to you the way it's. And we just going to sit this platter on the table and we finna eat this up real quick, okay? Someone said, all jokes aside, let's all pray for the kids who are stuck home with no food, have abusive parents, friends, and family, and their only safe place was school. That was as real as it got because someone put the time aside to shout out to those kids that need it the most. It brought me to a segment also that I wanted to share. Because with that being said, this is what matters, okay? Every parent had the decision to erase generational curses or phrases. We had the opportunity to give your child a life better than the ones we had. You had the opportunity to remember how you felt as a child and have understanding to your children on certain things, rather label them. Parents and adults today, let's be careful what we actually do or say around your kids. Anyone's and everyone's kids are observing what we do, what we say. You have so many households in America. You wouldn't even imagine what these kids can go through or have been through. School was something that they love to do. Not the kids that don't want to go because they just don't want to go. They just don't want to go. But the ones that wanted to go, they had a reason other than an occasion to go. They had self-control, self-presence, love. I seen something where Texas had said they didn't see a big riffle in the calls to, I guess, their child protection offices. And they say they also noticed this during the summertime because the kids aren't around the teachers, the nurses, the police that can actually help and save some of these children. Because America, some of these children need saving. Some of them need to be down, jacked up out of the households that they're in. That's why every night you have to pray for America. You have to pray for these households. I don't care if you don't know what's going on behind closed doors. Act like you do and pray. You got kids that don't eat, don't get rest, never know what a good time is. But guess what? You want to label them. You want to talk about them. Why? Why them? And not the ones that birthed them. Why? Why belittle a child as innocent as a child is? On something a child don't even understand what you're talking about yet. You have to be careful, America. We have to be careful. What you also have to do is you also have to remember couple years back when this epidemic, and this was in every state almost, the young girls were getting pregnant. The young girls were having babies. You had friends, 3 and 4 of them pregnant at one time. You had the cheerleaders. You had girls all over the states pregnant, having kids. They were made into movies, made into talk shows. It was out for the longest. And just like everything else, it died off and went to something else. But what you forgot to do is you forgot to watch the years pass and the kids from that era and that time. And if you ride down some of these streets, they're the same kids that's out at 8, 9, 10 o'clock. And you're like, why your little button? I in the house. What are your little butt doing? You got school tomorrow. What time do you get up? They can if they ain't had the guidance. They didn't have the responsibilities put before them growing up. You have to remember, those girls were just babies having babies. The grandmas that were made grandmas were young. They weren't fully grandmas like in our era. You had half of those families and mothers swoop them up, put them in their arms, love them, let them know what they did was wrong, but help them do it. And you had the other part that were left to defend for themselves, the children to defend for themselves. It was get it how you live. You brought another one in my house? Come on, people. Look at the facts about life. Look at the realness. You see it. Some of your neighbors, you see it. Pray about it. Don't talk about it, but just pray about it. And I do want to say this. I know in the state of Louisiana, there's this thing where they are killing the black boys, the young men, like it's nothing. Watch 5 to 10 now. From now, when those young men and those young boys that then left these little infants and these babies and these 5 and 3-year-olds behind, watch that epidemic and that breed and how that go. Because now they're stuck with young mothers at the age of 17, 16, 20, raising children. Don't talk about it, pray about it, because it didn't stop. It's still going on. So let's pray for these kids that are in these households at this time. Let's pray for them, okay? My next one is a quote. And it says, some people don't understand that sitting in your own house in peace, eating snacks and minding your own business is priceless. Hands down, that is me. Checkmate. That's the most beautifulest thing that there is peace, other than your children and other than the relationship with God. Your sanity and your peace, your family, the love and the bonding that it brings and that it gives is the most important thing. But right now, America is witnessing that. America is going through that. You know how I know? Because I see the posts. I hear the people. There have been a lot of praying women, a lot of praying men, a lot of prayer warriors out here praying for God to bring their families back, their husbands back, their wives back, their children back, their homes back, restore the churches back, restore the world back. Look at it unfold in front of you. Take the opportunity. Know that it's God and do what you have to do. Get where you got to get. You got husbands and wives having relationships and bonding sessions that they ain't never had in maybe the whole time they've been married. Oh, don't say that. That's facts. Look, my scarf knew it was fact. That's fact all the way around the board. You got children that is really enjoying the presence of their mothers and fathers being at home because they worked so many late nights once before and they have no choice but to be there working right from home, fixing, cooking breakfast. You got people that's learning how to cook now. You got people that's learning board games and things like that. Unity is being restored back. It isn't the president. It is God, the American people that are coming back together. Take it and know it. Those were my 3 posted outs. I hope you enjoyed that. Now we are going to move into something that I like to call a little Rumble Fact Talk. It's called Rumble Fact Talk because it's nothing but the facts in it. I think what I brought to you tonight, though, was enough of my rumble. It was really my introduction to you guys. I wanted to come to y'all as I would do every evening. Please support the Move Nation movement. Please support the community. Please support America as in one. Baby girls, baby boys, stay prayed up. Stay knowledgeable. Don't let this situation define you. Don't let this situation get to you. Be you. Love you. As God and I do. Good evening, baby girls and baby boys, and enjoy your nights.